Okay, no problem. Well, let's go ahead and dive right into my favorite question. Since you guys ended up matching on the show, have you guys gone on a date?
Do you want to tell him, Jeremy, or
Go for
actually,
it.
Shay?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm gonna say so. After we left the show, I offered him if he wanted to come and join me. At the time, I was already having a barbecue
Okay.
with my family.
And this was back in LA?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
here.
Oh, in Arizona.
Yeah,
Okay.
my family's here. So
Oh,
I
right.
rented a big Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
I threw my niece a birthday party, and that's kind of what I was rushing to get back to a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
And I offered for him to come, but I did give the option, like, if you don't want to come, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm going right now. So if you want to come, it's barbecue. We're there, we're partying, we're drinking, we're having fun.
Right.
I'm very family oriented, so I'm very friends. Like, if you're around me, you're gonna be around the people that I love.
Yeah.
And if you have an issue with that, it's kind of like,
No.
like, obviously you don't need to be with me.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be a little long. Bold. I'm going to hit y'all with bold decoding. Straight to the point. All right, first and foremost, she looked right. She looked fly. She looked better than she looked when he matched with her. She got the ninnies out. She said, yo, check this cleavage out. You gonna look at these titties. If the cleavage ain't drawing you in, I got this tat that's gonna draw you in. You gonna look at these titties. But yet, she looking for love. Come on now. But I digress. Now, she said she's family oriented. And if you don't want to be around her family, then you don't need to be with her. Oh boy. She asked oh boy if you want to come, but then said, if you choose not to come, you shouldn't be with me. Now, she basically, first and foremost, don't ever go, your first couple interactions with a female is you and her solo. You got to get to know her better on a personal level. Don't go around her peoples your first couple interactions. Don't do it.
So we went back there, and I guess it just he did leave at 2 a.m, so it was like,
Okay.
not
So
like that, not like that.
I mean, like, he stayed for some time.
He stayed for some time.
Okay.
He acted like he did enjoy himself, and then he went home after. Everything was kind of fine after that. It was cool. So it wasn't like no big thing. Nothing went wrong.
Okay.
It was just like, okay, we got to know each other a little bit more, not that much, but a little bit more. And then the next day, we were supposed to hang out, but I had to fly back to LA.
Okay.
So we were planning on going on a real date. Fly out to LA and see me, or I can fly back to Arizona and see you.
Yeah.
But it just didn't get to that point.
Okay. All right. So, Jeremy, the barbecue you guys went to was right after filming? Like, you left filming, went straight there? Okay. So, how was that for you?
I enjoyed it.
Oh, Micah.
I enjoyed it. I'm also family oriented. I think we talked about that on the show. And got a chance to meet her family. I had a really good time. We played dominoes.
Okay.
Like she said, I kind of stayed a little later and then I went home. We were supposed to meet the next day. I think I was expecting her to I think we had a plan that she would let me know when she was free, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then that didn't happen. So we ended up kind of she kind of just went back home, and so we had talked about possibly having a date. Obviously with me having to go to LA or she coming back here.
Okay, so the next day when you guys were supposed to go on this so-called date, was that something you guys had discussed while you guys were at the barbecue, and then the next day there was no follow-up on it, or what happened?
We kind of discussed that the morning time, I think.
Okay.
It was more because he actually stays around where my sister stays. So we're in the same area.
Okay.
almost same facility. And
Right.
so, but I was so much with my sister and stuff. They don't get to see me that much. And so from breakfast, we have all the kids. It's just so much stuff right now that I can't bring him into
Okay.
right now
Okay.
to what we had going on. And yeah, that's why I was like, it took a little bit too much time. And then, flying in, you got a rental car, you got to go clean it, you got to take it back. Like
Do a
it
lot,
was,
yeah.
it was that. And then it's the heat, so you're hot, and it was just too much. So I was okay with, I have no problem flying in 2 days later or flying in a week later to come see you, or you come see me. Like that, the way you shouldn't have that problem not coming to fly to see me.
Okay. So what went wrong? Was there just like,
Oh, would you like to tell him what went wrong, Jeremy? Huh?
I think
actually, no, let's hear from Jeremy.
Yeah,
She went first with the
let's let
story.
him say
Let's
what
hear from
went
you
wrong.
now. I think there were kind of a few things that happened from my perspective
Okay.
that just kind of maybe gave me the wrong impression or kind of set up the wrong kind of idea.
Another thing, a couple of more flag rojos, couple of red flags on her behalf, on her side. Wolverine claws. Come on, man. She not wiping her rear properly with them Wolverine claws. You know what I mean? Nails that long. That's birdish. Super birdish.
And so ultimately, we came to there was a situation in which I was going out of town.
Okay.
I was going on a vacation. Previously planned vacation, actually before
Prior
we
to you
met,
coming on the
prior to
show.
me coming on the show.
Okay.
And she inquired who I was going with, and I told her, and it was a friend and actually an ex. We're still friends. Friend of mine. She's
You said it's an ex?
ex and a friend. Yeah.
Exactly. So obviously, we were okay. Let me tell you, we were on the phone.
Uh-huh.
That nigga don't give a fuck. Yo, that nigga don't give a fuck. That was my first thought. But let's carry on.
We're talking, getting to know each other. He said he's gonna go to Puerto Rico for his birthday, and I was like, "Oh, fun! Like, who are you going with?"
Right.
Like, he said he skipped the question first. He skipped the question, and then I was like,
I did, absolutely. Did
Jeremy.
not.
"Oh, okay." But then I asked again, like, "Wait, who are you going with?" And he said, "My ex," and I was like, "I think my phone's dying." So after that, I never talked to him again. I hung up. We never talked until the only way we talked again, because I think he called me a few times after that. I did not answer. There was no reason. There was no reason for us to talk. There's no reason.
So you didn't tell him why you're no longer
There's no
talking
reason
to him?
to
I did not
talk.
call her.
Okay, I have receipts, but it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
And it was. You're going. What do you wanted me to do? Tell you like. How was the vacation with your ex? Like, did you guys chill on the beach or something? Like, did you want me to wait for when you got back? And then it's like, there was no talking afterwards.
Okay.
Well, there was nothing for us to talk about. And we didn't recently talk again until I found out that, people were sending me things. And they were sending me things like, oh, he went on a different podcast. He talked about you. He talked a lot of mess about you. He said things, talked about your family, talked about this and how it wasn't. And I was like, wait, what? He's kind of capped because that didn't happen. So a lot of things are like...
Bless. Now that's corny on his side. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was clout chasing. It sounded like, y'all know how I feel about clout chasers that go on that show. If y'all ain't really looking for love, man, just give it to a spot. Give your spot to a individual that is really looking for the ish.
Like, he said that didn't happen, and I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, he went and talked about me, cool. Like, I really don't care at the moment because obviously from the jump it showed me that who he was, what he was doing. He wasn't looking for anything. It was just a good time. So it was just, that's fine with me. And I was okay. You're going with your ex. We didn't start anything new. It's just keep it pushing,
Okay.
So I didn't badmouth her or say anything bad about her or her family.
Okay.
There was a situation, that we were in that I did speak on another platform, but it wasn't. I didn't say it in a negative way. What I will say though is some of the things that were said, and some of what I observed and seen, kind of led me to kind of believe that it wasn't as serious as like.
Okay, such as what?
I mean, there was some transparency, some things she told me in confidence that I would rather not share.
No problem.
But I will say that there were some things that she told me that she was processing through that kind of just, put it in a different perspective for me as far as the seriousness of like what was happening.
Okay, so you think she wasn't as serious about getting to know you?
Well,
or?
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I just didn't think we were in a space to where I would cancel a trip with an ex or a friend because I met you. I just didn't think we were in a space where that would even be a reasonable ask, that I was obligated to do that, that it mattered who I was going on the trip with at all, when we had only, hung out with each other one time. So from my perspective, based off of as well of what I kind of observed and understood she already currently had going on. So I would have thought that would have been kind of just to, like kind of a drop in the bucket, if you will.
Okay.
Without saying too much, but to me, it was like, I didn't think it was that serious. And so, I mean, which is also why I had no problem with being just kind of forthcoming about it and honest. And so if she didn't like it, just cool.
Okay.
But she did kind of like make some sort of whatever kind of funny comment when I actually did go on vacation. She told me happy birthday and was like some sort of comment, I hope you enjoying or something with your ex.
Oh, yeah, of course. I think we were still following each other, and I said, happy birthday, you're in Puerto Rico. I hope you have fun with your ex.
And so I responded, and so even at that point, I thought that there was maybe some sort of, attempt to continue conversation.
Okay.
But so when I responded, I forgot what she said, but she said something to the effect, which was basically like kind of like ask if it was kind of, I felt questioned, and so I never responded to that. And that was our last communication before the podcast, and I do have receipts.
Okay, so after you guys had the conversation, she was like, "Oh, you're going with your ex." You just left it at that. You weren't interested enough, basically, is what you're saying, to continue it.
There was nothing else to like. I mean, like if she liked it, she liked it. She did fine, but I didn't think I owed her that explanation, and I thought it was something that was just like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Owed me. That's crazy. So I'm going to just get this. Okay, first of all, how would we even have enough time? We just met. We're starting something new, right? So we came on here to find that other person love. Obviously, we've had stuff in our past. Like, you're saying that, for what he does want to say, saying that I'm still in love with my ex. No, I told him I always have love for my ex. Because I was like, my ex-fiance, whatever. I always have love, but I'm not in love. If I was in love with that person, I would go be there fighting for that person and be with that person. But no, I told him.
Baloney. So the plot thickens. It sounds like they both was on there for clout. Corny. He said that she told him that she was in love, still in love with her ex, her baby father. Do y'all still think Jeremy was tripping for going on a trip with his ex? If a chick tell you that. Exactly.
I told him, like, I'm single. I'm here. Like, I didn't give you no, like, I'm with this, I'm with that. I told you what I do. I do my music. I take care of my kid by myself. I take care of my own responsibilities. I'm independent. And then all I need is somebody there with me to make me happy and have fun. I never once given him that.
Wait, what? You heard what she just said? That's bird chirping. Y'all cats gotta pay attention. I just need somebody there to make me happy and have fun. She wanted Jeremy to be a placement holder. Pardon me, a placeholder dude, a cat that's there just to entertain her until she could get back with the dude she want to get back with, which is her baby father. This is the code. This is bold decoding for y'all. And he peeped game. This is why he still went on the trip with his ex.
You know, sign that I'm still talking to him on this. Like, never once, because we didn't even get that far. Now, for him to be like, he doesn't owe me anything, it's kind of messed up, because it's like, I'm not expecting you to owe me anything. Like, you should be a gentleman. Like, you came to me and you're looking for this, I'm looking for the same thing. So why do I have to accept that you're about to go have a time in Puerto Rico with somebody else, and I'm here still looking for love, but gotta be okay that you're there having a great time with somebody that's in your past. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to be focused on you, but that's what you're offering me to accept.
And so this trip was how soon after the show?
Like, literally right after.
Oh.
Right after.
The show was beginning of August, I believe. My birthday is at the end of August.
Okay.
So,
Right after.
but again, vacations are previously planned, not planned the day of, right? So
You weren't done. You weren't done with your past, and that's okay. Don't be done with your past.
I mean, I think that's a very kind of dogmatic way of looking at it, and that's okay if that's your worldview, but it's not mine. So you don't have to fall out to walk out. And because somebody's your ex doesn't mean that they still aren't your friend. And so what that means to you can be different, and I think that's unique between people and their relationships.
So did you guys stay in the same room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, Jeremy, if the
Okay.
roles were switched, like, for example, let's say her and her ex went on a vacation after you guys met, you would have been totally okay with that, still getting to know her after that trip?
Well, I think if it was a previous planned vacation, I wouldn't have told her to cancel it yet. Like, I don't know that I would have had a problem with that. Like, since we're here, like, I met, like, her child's father, like, at the barbecue the day of. Like, so
That I
was
haven't been
already-
together with for 8 years. 7 years.
Okay.
So 7 years.
Whatever type of way, though, when we was at the barbecue, he ended up feeling some type of way, though, which is
That
Boom. There you have it. Bless. There you have it. There you have it. Now, let me tell you what that's about. So Shorty invited him to a barbecue where she knew her baby father was going to be there and didn't tell him. This is why you don't go to family and friends. Do not go to no function where they have her family and friends. She has her family and friends, pardon me. Because stuff like that. I know this prototype. This is a damn parrot. This is a bird. She did that to get her baby daddy jealous. She did that to get her baby daddy jealous. She used this dude as a pawn to get the dude jealous. And he ran into an ambush. Blindsided. Blessed. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is a very eloquent, intelligent brother. But where I'm tight at him at is that he should have peeped. She was a fucking parrot from the beginning. It shouldn't have took him him going to a baby shower and getting ambushed for him. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, she's and this is the same type of chick that likes the feeling of two dudes that are extremely tense because of her, or could potentially go to blows because of her. You know what I mean? Very, very dangerous bird. Stay away from these kind of women, y'all. Stay away from them. Arlette got the right face on, but for the wrong scenario. You know what I mean? Blessed.
That wasn't because of you. That was because my child at the time, not to get too deep into it, but my child at the time didn't understand how birthdays work. And he was a little upset.
Baloney. He left because the new dude was here. Her plan all along. That was her plan from the get-go. Operation Get My Baby Father Back. And dude went right ahead and fell into that kind of trap.
Upset that somebody else is getting a lot of attention. So, I parented. And my son's dad, we're not together, but he's not really in his life like that. So it was a parenting thing, the why he got upset. Is because, I took full mom mode. He was trying, and I excluded that out. So it was a parenting thing of why he left. It had nothing to do with him. And I just feel why you feel like you're that, to take that. Like, I don't understand why you think it was for you.
So that's not what I was alluding to.
No.
If you're placed in those situations, like out of the gate, for whatever reason, that just means that there's unresolved tension, from my estimation or my observation, between you and your baby's father.
No, I have always not liked him. It's just always been like that. I don't like him. He knows I don't like him. Everybody knows I don't like him. But we tolerate each other because he's been in my life for so long that my family invites him everywhere, but they don't look at him as in, oh, that's Breeze. Like,
that's your man.
They would be like, we will even say, like, bring a girl. Bring somebody. Like, we would love to meet somebody that you have. Like, we even tell him.
Did y'all, like, go out or something like that, where you tried to, like, introduce him to a girl or something? Like,
yeah, we've tried to introduce him. We go out to, like, groups. And before I would have somebody with me, I'll get my friends to try to get him to somebody. Like, sometimes he's into it, sometimes he's not. But that's him. I don't know his life. We're not into that. Like, he's around sometimes. So...
But you
the
would
fact
say
that he's not a factor.
But you would say that it's quite possible, even though you guys are exes and have a child together, to be friends, and that to be that. Is that possible?
I mean, it's after, like, I don't think of him like that. It's after 7 years.
Okay, so my whole point is...
he's not a friend to you.
So my whole point
No.
is... My whole point is, it's possible to be a friend to someone after you've been in a relationship with them.
How long was your ex was, though? How long?
How long? What? We've been broken up for over a year. Like,
that's not a comparison.
Yeah,
I was with him when I was like
I don't know
17.
I just want to answer the question. Like
I
have
history.
That's relevant, though.
I think she's saying, like, maybe, like, feelings might still be involved.
Never.
Like, on your end, and that's why she was like, I'm gonna back up.
I mean,
that could
be true if I was dating somebody else prior to coming on the show. Like, that's an imminent truth, regardless of whether it's an ex or somebody new. So I think, like, that's not a real danger. Like, her exploring what could have been with me, like that us going or on vacation had no hindrance on that, is what I'm saying.
So you don't think it'd be back in my head of what they're doing on vacation? So it's like, for me, like, ooh, I just met somebody. Maybe I could start with, maybe I can go fly and see him. Like, maybe there's something new because he's looking for this, looking for that. But then once you tell me, like, oh, you're going with your ex, like, that's like a slap in the face. And so it's just like, okay, obviously he's not serious, but then you have the means to tell me that I'm not, you didn't get to know me enough. You didn't get to know anything that I was about. You didn't even try.
He knows
you
enough.
didn't try at all. Like, you barely called me.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think it's based off of what I observed in totality, that did not lead me to put my best foot forward or my best attempt to get to know you. So for that, you're right. But I think, based off of what you said or what I took away from our conversation at the barbecue, it was in my best interest to not, like, kind of jump into this more seriously.
I don't see how.
All right. He basically, now with his own observation, he saw at the barbecue she was still feeling her baby daddy. After what she said, she boldly told the dude she's still into him. Then he saw the shit with his own eyes. So he said, I'm falling back. I'm putting this bird in her proper category. Bedroom acrobatics only. And he gonna say that if I let the video play out more. And that's how you're supposed to do it. The only thing I don't like with old boy is that he should have peeped game long before him going to that barbecue. You know. Long before he went to that barbecue. When he matched up with her, you could tell by the way she was dressed. You know, she ain't a chick that's wifey material. Short skirt. Yeah, I mean, super short skirt, Wolverine claws, tats. Come on, son. Come on. But yeah, man. You know. So that's bold the corner for y'all, man. That's bold the corner for y'all. I salute this dude because he put this female in her proper category. She was no one to take serious. You know what I mean? They both was low-key clout chasers. Catch you on the next one. Bless.